Ah, man. What's going on? So, real quick, if you ever doubted the level of trash that is the American justice system, then let me hit you up on this one if you haven't heard about it. So apparently, last I checked anyway, there's a guy that has been in jail for a month. Now, I don't know what you did over the last 30 days in your personal life, but imagine doing none of that because you've been in jail. This dude has been in jail for a month for attempted kidnapping in I believe it was a Walmart. Here's the kicker part. There's video evidence of his innocence. Video evidence of his innocence. And he's still in jail. This is why when people talk to me about the American justice system, I just laugh. Because it's not. It's a revenue system that is used to make money off of the citizens that's subjected to it. I know this because I experienced it firsthand, and it was not as bad as this dude, but it was pretty close. So for this dude, a lady just up and decides that she's gonna say that he tried to kidnap her kid. I don't know if she was tripping off of something, like she did some heavy drugs, or whether she just recollected different, or if she just was out to get, I don't know. But she says that he came in the store, he came over near her, he tried to grab her kid, and they had to wrestle with the kid for her to keep him from taking him away. So she tells the police, and then they go find him like the next day or a few days later and arrest him for attempted kidnapping. But the kicker in this is, remember I said there's video evidence. It's believed that the police had to watch the video surveillance in the store to even know who this dude was. And if that's the case, then they saw him walk over, have a casual conversation with this lady, saw her kid almost fall, saw him catch the kid and hand the kid back and back away, then saw her have another casual conversation while smiling with the same dude in the same store moments later, and then watch them part ways and walk away like normal. Her version of the story says that this dude, her version of the story compared with the video says that this dude saw her, sparked up a conversation, tried to kidnap her kid, then went on shopping like normal, and then she saw him again and had a second conversation with him after he tried to kidnap her kid. And this is all on video. And they have the video, it's public video, and he's still in jail. And this is the part that bugs me about stuff like this. It's not even the fact that he got arrested, because if they make a kidnapping accusation, they usually go full steam ahead with it when it comes to children abduction. We're not going to talk about how hypocritical that is for this country, but they usually go full steam ahead. But then they get evidence that completely exonerates him, and they still have him in jail. And his lawyers are talking about, we're gonna move to have him released in a week. So you gotta spend another week in jail as an innocent person with evidence proving it. And here's why I say this strikes a chord with me, because I dealt with something like this where all the evidence pointed away from me, and that several checkpoints where it could have been handled, it just wasn't. I was accused of something by an officer, or rather not accused of, I had a charge put on me by an officer, and it was false. I happened to speak to somebody who was a higher up. They looked at it and said, this doesn't seem right. The way that this report is written, you should not be charged with this. And then went on to say, But I'm sure your lawyer will handle that. Now, why does my lawyer have to handle it? When you looking right at it, this is your job. Your job, his job, was oversight of officers to make sure they didn't screw up. And he saw where he screwed up and did nothing. Moving past him, I go to court and I bring it and I let the person who's doing like the little bailiff person that's like trying to get everything settled to just get the money out of people. He looks at it. This doesn't look right. Does nothing. Takes it to the prosecutor. The prosecutor looks at it. This doesn't look right. Does nothing. I sit and look the prosecutor dead in the face and I say, I want to take it to trial because I want to ask why this was done. Because what happened was, just a tiny bit of backstory. If you know what a register of action is, that's where you can go and find every single step in progression in any kind of charge that's ever been placed against you. Even traffic tickets. And in my traffic ticket, when I looked at the register of action, I saw the date that it happened, the way the ticket was written, and then 2 days later, the ticket was changed from one charge to another charge that had a difference of about $300. And so I wanted to know why my ticket was changed post me getting it. Because I check on my tickets the very next morning. So when I go check on my ticket, they're confused at the office. They don't even know what's going on. And then they made a comment about the accident, which told me that it was some other stuff going on, which I'm not going to go into the details of. But they noticed something was off. Dude in the higher ups of the not establishment, the organization, institution, whatever, the police, whatever, they knew something was up. Bailiff knew something was up. Prosecutor knew something was up. Still nothing. So then it all gets dismissed because it's on BS. Gets kicked over to another court because he went and did something else faulty because he was mad that his ticket got dismissed. So then he made up something totally new. Same thing happens again. Prosecutor's like, kicks it over to another court. Judge looks at it and goes, this doesn't look right. This is written wrong. Still moves on with it. And why? Because in the end, it cost me nearly $3,000 to the state. And for this dude, 30-something days in jail. And he got video evidence that he didn't do it. I tell people all the time, especially young people, especially young minorities, stay up out of this criminal court system because it ain't meant for you to get justice. It's meant for you to spend money.